Hello and welcome to the GameShop MythCast, episode number 20. I am your host, Mythology GameShop's very own vocal terrorist, Jesse Voctor Rain. And today, our wonderful player Viper has sent me this replay. He is the Red Protoss on Red City. Facing up against him is the Blue Zerg, known only as Shadow. So, apologies for no replays for the past couple of days. Odin has been trying to send me one, and every single time he starts the file transfer, he then also goes offline, effectively taunting me with this replay. But Viper has stepped in, he sent me this replay, and it's going to just be a good warm-up for my vocal cords, because of course later on today over on twitch.tv/MythOdin we will be going live, myself and Odin it will be, I hope, with this week's installment of Myth TV. Yes! And I believe the plan is for us to take a good long look at J-Power, the player who's on loan to Mythology GameShop from the wonderful UCAP Esports, who I am working with. More details on that in the near future. So, it seems like, well, a non-standard, shall we say, PvZ from Viper. There's none of this forward fast expand business, and yeah, I mean, this isn't the best of maps to do that on. You can use this as the wall off, but there's not a lot of room here. Of course, with this high ground, wonderful for siege tanks. Shame there's no Terran here, but nonetheless, yeah, I can see a one gate opening being something a bit more suited here. But he is going with the 2 gas, and with 2 in each, that's going to be interesting to see where he goes with this. Is this a move, perhaps, into Oracles to open, or Phoenixes? I have known Viper to be that kind of player before. In fact, Viper is our resident 1 base player. Nonetheless, against Zergs, that often isn't the way he goes. He tends to have to go at least onto 2 bases. There's a good pylon block there, though. Just delaying that hatchery a bit. Once again, whoa. Dear lag, please go away. You do not exist in my life anymore since I got this wonderful new computer named Dresden. So, guys, you know, let's just take this moment, in fact, to thank my lovely computer Dresden for allowing me to make these videos regularly, for being just the perfect computer. That's all we want from life. Mothership core's out. I'm going to start to deny these links, but they will see the expansion. They will know the timing of it. They will continue to be a pain, and then they will run away because they can't shoot mothership cores. In fact, they can't shoot anything because they don't have guns. Stupid alien race, and they're not having guns. So, we've caught Viper in a bit of a supply block here, which is always good. We're going to focus on that just for a second and say, hey Viper, how's that supply block feel? Does that feel good? Yeah, it does. Now out comes the sentry, full chrono on this Nexus here. So he's going to actually use that to chrono boost. Yeah, Croast. He's going to use that to Croast out some probes and also warp gate. Which makes sense. We've got speed on the way from the Zerg, but otherwise it's pretty much a standard opening. It's just the fact that he's going for an awful lot of Zerg lings at this point. Now this could be good. He can come in from behind and actually catch this Stalker off guard if he wants, but it does look like, yeah, he's going to catch it with these, and the rest, oh, in fact he's going to ignore it, so he just wants to go straight for the base. Unfortunately for him, this wall off is happening. Having to wall off with the Stargate as well. Obviously he wanted to put that Stargate down, but it's going to have to be the opening. Nice targeting of it though. If he can take that down, if he can get in there, good force field in place, but Lings are now getting in. Viper in a little bit of trouble here. Photon overcharge is forced out, but these Speedlings, they can just run up into the main. Oh, that is not a good force field whatsoever, and now Now Viper's in a little bit of trouble. These speedlings continuing to run in. They're going to pick off the sentry, so no force fields coming out on that ramp for him. These gateways are finished, but of course warp gate is not. We have no more units on the way. We have pylons being taken down. Luckily for him, he has plenty of supply to play with. But Shadow here, the Zerg player, just doing so much damage at this point. He has more lings already on the way. Will warp gate even finish? 3, 2, 1. Oh, warp gate finishes just in time. This is going to allow him to get zealots out, but of course, with the cybernetics core down, there will be nothing but zealots for a long, long time. Only gateways down, no stargates, no tech, in fact, whatsoever beyond warp gate. So Viper very much delayed here. These speedlings are doing everything they can to continue to deny mining up here. As we can see, there's no gas income for him right now. Good force field there, though. Very well done by Viper. Absolutely clutch force fields, keeping him alive at this point. Because honestly, without that, I think he may have just died. But gateways are starting to fall now, and this is going to be problematic for Viper. He's losing so much in the way of infrastructure now. And speedlings once again up into the main, just continuing to do damage wherever they can. We have a full chrono boost on 2 nexuses that just can't be used. There's nothing to use it on because his gateways are dying here. More speedlings now going after probes, forcing them off the mineral line again, even trying to focus down the nexus in the main. Shadow just committing fully to this and getting as much damage done as possible. Even manages to kill another sentry off here. Viper, oh Viper, oh Viper! You, my boy, are in some trouble here. Probes now going down. Now if we take a look, we see there's none actually killed on either side, but that's not the big deal. The big deal is just how delayed Viper is. Whereas back at home we have a Roach Swarm follow-up to this. We have droning occurring. Shadow has realised that he can't kill his opponent here, and now it's time to just make use of the delay provided by this continuous attack. And now actually going to kill a probe. So if we take a look, we now have 1 in total dead probe. But more importantly, the continued kills on these sentries has proven disastrous to Viper so far. And look at the heavy tech now going on from Shadow. We have the addition of 2 more extractors. The lack of a 3rd base suggests to me that he wants to follow this up with a 2 base all-in, most likely predicated around these roaches. But we'll have to wait and see whether that is the plan or if a 3rd base is going to go down. We are in this position where Viper's not really going to be able to push out for a good long while. He's just in this kind of dreadful position where if he tries to attack, he can just get shut down incredibly hard. And Shadow really just has the ability to do whatever he wants at this point. Additions to the spine crawlers are good, a nice amount of roaches. But it looks to me like, yeah, this is the focus. He's just massing roaches. There is no attempt to take another base at this point. For Viper, we have the Stargate going up. So he wants to go into that Stargate in the end. It could be a good move. As you can see, there are no Spore Crawlers up. There's only 2 Queens. And the rest of his army will be unable to fight air at this point. But this is a lot of roaches coming out. And should Shadow decide that that's it, that he wants to attack... see, now he's adding the 3rd base. Way too late. If you were going to go to 3rd base, you should have done it before you got the roaches. I'm sorry, Shadow, but that is just not the way to be playing this game. He's essentially giving Viper a way back into this match by doing it the wrong way around, by teching before expanding. For me, Viper now has this chance to do something. They've both been on 2 bases for a long time. Despite the harassment, it was still very, very equal in terms of probes to drones because not many probes were killed. And now we have the tech going on. We have ground weapons level 1 already being chrono boosted. The Twilight Council's done. It just really bugs me. There's no upgrades going on for the Zerg player at this point. And now he's droning heavily. For me, this is just the entire wrong way round. If you wanted to go to a 3rd base, as soon as that pressure's done with, then you throw the 3rd base down, then you tech to roaches. Otherwise, just hit your 2 base all-in timing. And honestly, I think a 2 base all-in with roaches would have been really good here. He'd have got more and more kills on these gateways. There was not a great deal of tech to stop him. We wouldn't have had cannons down in time. +1 would have been nowhere near done. The Stargate would not have been creating anything useful. And I think, just in terms of a personal opinion, I think a 2-base Roach follow-up to that simply kills Viper. I love the guy, and I think he's very, very clutch when it comes to his unit control generally, but I don't foresee that ending well. And I say generally because, oh man, some of those force fields were bad, like the ramp one. So now we're getting this kind of Roach Hydra push across the map at a very weird time because he added that 3rd base. Very, very late, so he doesn't really have the economy to do this. And we have the follow-up to the Spire, so, I mean, this would just be a pressure, except you've got Hydras with it. Where are Hydras going to go once this pressure's over with? So you have to commit, and the army's outside of the wall and just getting 3 kills at this point. He needs to just get the hell out of there before Viper decides to move out and crush that army. Really poorly timed attack here by the Zerg player Shadow. But the Hydra movement speed is done, so theoretically he should be okay. Looks like he wants to move around and try and hit the 3rd though. Unfortunately for him, there's already 4 gates going up there. We have cannons to defend it. Will they be done in time though? At the very least, Viper will have some time to move back in here. And look at this, just cancelling it. He's like, not even bothered with this. Get out of my way, wall. But did its job. 4th base now going down for Shadow, realising that he needs to do something here. He needs to start expanding his economy. He cannot let the Protoss stay equal on bases with him. And since he can't take that down, he needs to take a 4th of his own. Meanwhile, we have +2 ground weapons coming out for the Protoss. We have a move into Colossus. The continued production of Void Rays goes on at pace. And in fact, we have our 5th base coming down for Shadow as well. So cannot fault him on that now. I think making the correct decisions here. However, he is going to have to do something to really counter this Protoss Death Ball that's building. Once Colossus starts to get added into that mix, there's going to be a very scary army. Mutas could be the thing. If he can continue the harass, if he can hit the back of this mineral line perhaps, then we could see something. And here we come. Shadow's Mutalisks are moving in. We have the Scouty Hallucinating Phoenix. Unfortunately for him, doesn't really see much that you didn't already know about. And here we go, Mutas in the main base. I think he could do with killing that pylon as well. I don't know if this pylon actually covers the Stargate. I think maybe it does, so yeah. In fact, just focus on the Stargate. Yeah, why not? Look at this. This army's so far away. In fact, can't even get in past his own holding zealots. And now the Void Rays are unprotected. The Mutas could easily try to force a fight here, but no, the Stalkers have finally caught up. Time for the Mutas to get out. But good work on taking another Stargate, nonetheless. Would have been nice to see some Void Rays killed. Would have been nice to see a Colossus killed from the Zerg player's perspective. But still some good damage done there. If we take a quick look, 8 workers killed in that attack. So yeah, it's pretty decent. We've got +1 flyer attacks also on the way. We've got a 2nd Spire, so double upgrades. Really wants to commit heavily to his air units, which makes sense. A few Corruptors in there to help fight the Void Rays. Nice snipe on the Mothership Core. Loses 2 Mutas, but well worth it for that Mothership Core. Another one now in production, but it's going to take some time to build up that energy yet again. Viper's on the move, but he's a lot of supply behind. Oh, nice blink though. If we take a look though, a lot of that supply, in fact 23 of that supply is in workers, so still an army supply advantage to Shadow. If we take a look here, we can just see the difference there in terms of active forces, the difference in mineral and gas used. I do love that army bar there. And now double Stargate in production for Viper, realising he wants to continue on that Stargate. So far only the 1 Colossus made. Okay, a 2nd one now on the way. So, not a problem, but so many Mutas. So many Mutas. More than 1 full tab of the bastards. And they're going for the main again. Now, Viper sees it. Good scout. Stalker's here, ready for it. None of the probes are already gone from that main. So, Shadow again, just trying to annoy him. He can actually move in and take out a lot of these cannons, or even just this 1 pylon. How friggin' annoying would that be? And it looks like he does want to head for this third base. There's a lot of cannons about, don't forget. But in fact, he just wants to target the Nexus down and get out of there. Nice move, even if he doesn't get the kill right now. And he doesn't want to commit with all those Stalkers there. You will lose all of those meters if you commit to that. But that was good. Another attack like that and that Nexus disappears. There's no way for the army to defend both that and this base and the front at the same time. And what do we got? Well, we got Hydras, Roach and Banelings headed for the front. So, Viper's army is going to move to deal with that. And then, oh, Muta's here. The Mutas are here. So the Nexus will fall. Oh my god, losing way too many Mutas. But look at this. Banelings just right in the front of that wall, hitting on probes. So many probes dying. Now just attacking the Nexus. He wants to take these down. 29 workers killed. He's going to lose a lot of supply here, but it looks like he could get another kill on the Nexus. This Nexus being remade currently. So much being destroyed here for Shadow. Very well played by him. Now, of course, the supplies are evening up because he lost a lot in that attack. However, he's on 5 bases. He has, at count, 71 workers to 30. Viper is in a lot of trouble. The one thing Viper has going for him is this army is still incredibly scary. It's going to be very, very difficult for Shadow to engage it directly. What Shadow's doing here, though, is very, very clever, I feel. Just not even bothering to engage it, just making a ton of mutas and really just using them to pull that army out of position, to never engage it directly. Needs to make a choice on what he wants to shoot here. It was kind of indecisive there, and as a result, didn't really get much of anything. Phoenixes will be annoying, especially once Anion Pulse Crystals is finished. And we're going to see Viper back on 3 bases now, but he's got a lot of probes left to make. And the question is whether he continues to chrono boost probes or chrono boosts out some more units to help deal with any continued attacks. And look at this, Speedlings just racing in here. They want nothing but a kill on the Nexus. Mutas coming in to kill Stargates. Viper's dealing with the Mutas, but that means, oh, nice warping of Zealots, means he does have enough to deal with those Speedlings. So, good reactions by the Myth Game Shop player there in Viper. Managing to deal with that double-pronged attack, keeping some Zealots in this mineral line is definitely the way forward. Back up to 37 probes now, but still, that's a long, long way behind a real and strong economy. Meanwhile, a 6th base going up for Shadow. He's like, I don't need macro hatches, I'll just build them at other bases. The one thing lacking for him is a few of these upgrades. They are not continuing particularly fast. We're nearly at 25 minutes, and he only has, well, 1 upgrade so far. He is creating more for his flyers, which is going to be good, but at the end of the day, these meters aren't built to engage this army directly, and without Corruptors, he will actually struggle to deal with the Void Rays. He can't just go in like this by themselves. He doesn't want to engage that army, and he keeps trying to do it, and I don't know if this is going to work out so well for him. There's a lot of units there, and the Phoenixes can continue to chase and harass for a very long time. That's a lot of meters dying now. He still has a lot left, mind, because he made an absolute shit ton of them. But nonetheless, we have another Speedling run by intended here. It's not going to quite happen, I don't think. Too much of the army still in this base. Oh, wow, that's a lot of Zerglings getting roasted. The Mutas perhaps thinking about going in here, but honestly, this army could still react in time. Now the question is, how quickly does he focus down? Okay, no, he just pulls straight out of there. He doesn't want any of that. I think he realises just how terrifying that army is now. He really needs to get into a position where he can start to pick off some of this army. Oh, this will be nice though. 2 Phoenixes down. More hurt. Even more going down. Okay, that's fantastic. Really good moves. Now he needs to get out of there though. Shadow needs to get out of there before those Stalkers get right underneath him and start doing the damage. So that was a lot of Phoenixes killed, and added to the fact that he killed the Stargates earlier, meaning it's harder and harder for Viper to continue to remax on them. That's very, very good play by the Zerg player. This is quite a close matchup. But what's really helping the Zerg player is having so many bases to continue to produce out of, to move to when minerals run out. And right now, Viper is stuck in his base. If he moves out, look at this. If he moves out, his base is gone. Mutas do not kill a base quickly, but they do damage quickly. He'll have no workers in an instant. And here we are going to see just that. Look at the way the workers die. And he hadn't even left his base. Even trying to focus down this Nexus now. Trying to kill some Phoenixes if he can. That Nexus is gone. That's one more volley. There it goes. We might see a blink, but it's not going to catch anything. It's just Meteors versus Phoenixes, and the Phoenixes not being controlled at the perfect range means the Meteors do keep getting kills, and of course, he can remake 8 at a time. His opponent, Viper, only remaking 2 Phoenixes at a time. So, well worth it. Hive now on the way, hopefully continued upgrades for the Zerg player, doing very well with his flyer attacks and flyer carapace. In fact, getting the most out of Meteors I think I've ever seen anyone do before. Archons are out now, so the Meteors are going to have to be even more careful about how they engage, however. We do have the shield upgrades on the way. In fact, we have no ground armor, though. So that's going to be a worry for Viper in the future. Going for shields first, I believe, just for his Archons. And also it will help his flyer units as well, avoid raising that. So it does make sense to go for shields before ground armor, but it's very late in the game to only have one forge going nonetheless. Meanwhile, Zerg Flyer Attacks level 3 and Flyer Carapace level 3 all on the way. And again, he's just coming in here. He just wants to kill Stargates now, stopping the production of Viper once again. Look at this. Throwing away a few meters to kill it dead, and now going in to hit the Phoenixes. A few Speedlings pull the rest of the army away. And again, the Meteors just doing bits of damage here and there. And being incredibly effective. Look how fast gateways die to this. Viper is supply block. Viper says, do you know what? Screw it. I'ma kill you. And honestly, I think that's the best reaction. He's spent so long just being trapped in this base. The longer he leaves it, the more starved of minerals he's going to end up. He is right now on 1 base worth of economy. And that is essentially oversaturated. From where you'd want it to be. So now Viper says, I have a strong army and I'm going to win with it. That is his one goal. Nice use of the Phoenixes to continue to harass the Meteors, since they're not going to be too effective in this main push. And it looks to me like we have ourselves a base trade. Now the real problem with this is Viper only has 3 bases. His opponent has 7. Well, now 6 because this one has fallen. And of course Shadow will be losing all of his tech here. But it looks to me like Shadow says, you know what, I don't care. I can remake that tech. So, buildings being destroyed here. Now, if I'm Shadow, I really want to look at this 3rd base. I want to take this down and take this down hard. You don't want to let probes get out on the map. You don't want to let them start building nexuses. For Viper, there's still the option of an engagement. It's a shame. It looks to me like there's no mothership core here. Yes, that's correct. There is no mothership core because a recall at that 3rd base could be perfect. Just kill all the tech, maybe kill this base, and then recall to that 3rd base. You still have 4 gates worth of production. You have a lot of bank, and you could potentially kill all of these Meteors, and then your opponent is left with, well, nothing. That, for me, would have been a good option, but no mothership core means Viper is fully committed to this. There's just no way he's going to get back across that base, across the entire map, rather, to save that base. He has to start putting down nexuses, or just anything on the map. You can't leave all your probes here. If the Meteors come in and kill all these probes, then you are in a real problem. You need those probes out on the map. You need them to be doing damage. Look at this. Viper neglecting his entire army to make sure his probes survive. That's how important it is. And oh my god, so many probes going back to that base. The cannons being unpowered here. And in fact, that's all the cannons there unpowered. So now more and more being taken down. We do have probes being spread out on the map, however, being chased by Speedlings, which is the wise move. Viper continuing this attack, but he doesn't have too many buildings left. He's going to have to throw one down somewhere, and this is great use of the Speedlings. Look at this, following the probes round and about. This probe, however, has been left alone, as has this one, which is the one throwing down the Nexus to keep him alive. Shadow really unable to attack this army at all. So now Shadow's the one who should have been spamming bases around, and it's not happened at all. Shadow, I feel like he felt he could take the base down quick enough to not have to worry about that, but let me tell you, he has to worry about it. And the thing is now he can't get his drones out of there. Does he have any other drones out on the map? You know, I don't... Oh, he has one! He has one, and he needs to throw that down soon. Somewhere. Perhaps retaking this base could be a wise move. but he has to put it somewhere before this last base is found and killed. He doesn't have much time. This base will fall very, very quickly. This Nexus now being taken down. The third base going down. Oh my god. Place that hatchery! Oh! It goes down just in time. And now Viper. Well, I think this could be the end of Viper. There's one Robo Bay down there. And our pylon here. We do have gases and pylons going up. But there's no Nexuses going down. Which means they will all be revealed. So he'll be in a situation where he has to use his entire army to just defend these pylons. Okay, good. Nexus being rebuilt now. That's a good move. Pylon in a good place, but this hatchery is going to be unfound for a long, long time. So we are in a strange situation. Or what Viper really has to do is defend, because he can't leave these buildings alone. If he leaves them alone, the meters fly in and kill them. And if he doesn't move out, his opponent eventually remakes a base and actually makes an army that can kill Vipers. So either way, he's in some trouble here. Shadow now taking down this gas. If he just heads south, if he kills this Nexus, the game is pretty much over. But no, he's heading east, he's heading back. Ah, okay, switches trajectory now. This is so tense. Viper's army is the other side of the map. He can't fight the meters. He can't kill these bases. And he only has a few buildings left. Does he have probes? Okay, he has probes travelling with the army to continue to throw down buildings. Nice work. Keeping this going. We have another hidden hatchery down at the bottom right hand corner of the map. Shadow playing this base trade very, very cleverly. Making sure his bases are as far apart as possible. Once again, abusing the mobility of his meters. Oh my word, if he flies them directly over that army, he could lose so many meters there. Manages to pull them back just in time. This is so close. We've got one pylon, two pylons, and a Nexus, and that's all that's left for the Mythology Game Shop player. The meters moving around, trying not to engage that army, but wanting to take down the last three buildings. Meanwhile, hatcheries are finishing. Especially at this base, once he starts mining again, it's less important than mining. Once he starts being able to build tech structures, no, you do not get to go in there. You do not get to fight that. The only time you get to do that is when it's the last building, and you know you'll win when it's gone. Now, one pylon has fallen. He may think it's the last building, you know. I think he thinks this is the last building. I think that's why he's trying to attack it. But there's another pylon up. There's zealots moving about looking for hatcheries. Viper is still in with a chance here because this is what he's doing. He's camping this base. There's no way for the meters to get in and kill it without sacrificing all their lives and potentially not even getting it then. If it's the last building, he knows he can go and attack it, but he doesn't know it's the last building, and it isn't the last building. There's more pylons going down, but the probe's going to get caught! The probe gets caught. Do we have any more probes? We have one probe left in this entire army. He does have the ability to make more, however. The meter's coming back up here to deal with the zealots, which I guess could be a wise move, but... Oh, nice. Only a few units being sent up there. That's good. We still have 22 meters on the field. So I think going the best idea here. Just dealing with these zealots. Has to absolutely deal with them. One more pylon going down. So there's going to be two pylons and a Nexus now. Once again for Viper to defend. Now the thing is, Viper's sending his entire army up here, and we still have another base that is mining for Shadow. We have a spawning pool, which means links can be made. He needs to forget about defending those top bases and just use them to distract Viper. Now he can go in. He knows the Nexus is here. He can kill it, and once that's left, there's only one pylon left. Oh! Viper throws down our pylon again to keep it alive. Damn, this base trade. It's going on forever, and it's going so back and forth. It's so close, but there's two hatcheries. One of them's mining. We have tech structures going up for Shadow. Viper is clearing things out on the map, but it's not going to be enough. Oh, but the Void Rays are moving south. The Void Rays are moving south, and guess what? The pylons are all the way up to the north. He still doesn't know about this one, but now it's revealed. Now it's revealed, and Viper is in trouble. He has to defend these buildings. He has to defend this Nexus. It's too late putting that Nexus down. That needed to go down sooner, before he was revealed. Because now his opponent knows exactly where all his buildings bar his Nexus is. So one pylon will fall here, and the meters can just fly away from here. In fact, they can probably pick off this pylon before that army gets there because of the rocks. So yeah, Viper is just having to deal with that now. No way to stop that from getting in. He has to get back and defend this Nexus. That's his only option here. Now, if Shadow's clever, I know he knows there's a Nexus around here somewhere, but he's going to lose more mutas here, and that's not the wisest thing. We do have a layer on the way, however. And Viper wants to put a Nexus down there. Well, guess what, buddy? Nuh-uh. Is he sending drones to kill that pylon? Because that's hilarious. It kind of surprises me that he hasn't just started making a ton of speedlings and sending them out on the map as well to kill things. The muta's still looking for the Nexus, but there's less and less of them all the time. We're down to just 17 here. He knows about this one pylon, and that's all he knows about. Well, and I think this probe now knows, oh, there's a base down here, and Viper's going to kill it. But once again, dang, oh, there we go. Once again, Shadow with the hatchery up in the top left-hand corner of the map. So, although he will be stopped from remaking an army, he still has the mutas. If he knows about this Nexus, god damn, there are pylons everywhere. Viper still staying in this game. There is still life left in this game yet. Viper will clear out this base, but there's a hatchery left. However, oh, there are drones out on the map, so Shadow going to be fine. He still has the ability to put down 3 hatcheries. And now this pylon's going to be found. Yep, Shadow has found this pylon, which means once again, just the one building left. Oh, Viper again with the pylon. So clutch, and Shadow, unaware of where the Nexus is to deal with it. He must head up there now, surely. No, he's heading to the east. Viper still in this game. We have 2 hatcheries going up, one in the south, one in the north. Oh, but now Shadow is heading for that Nexus. He's checking this base, but he has to go north. He has to. There's no other place for him to check. And I think we could finally be at the end of this game. There is not enough for another Nexus from Viper. Only enough for more pylons. So eventually he's going to be revealed, whereas his opponent has enough money for more hatcheries. And that's the real death knell here for Viper. He now needs to finish this game and finish it quickly. He has an assimilator going down. He has a pylon down, but he can't defend them. He has to kill his opponent. Now, aha! Okay, we've got 2 drones. Okay, we're up to 4 drones, but where are they? Oh, they're burrowed here. All he has to do is remake a hatchery. That's all he has to do, and he has the money to do it. Before Viper gets there. Oh, Viper's been revealed. He's only got... oh, he's got 3 buildings now, but there's 2 meters there that can pick that off. But a hatchery has to be made before this is taken down. This is so tense. This is so close. Is he going to remake the hatchery? He needs to. He needs to unburrow these drones. He needs to make a hatchery now, or this building's going to fall. He didn't make the hatchery in time. The building fell with just 3 buildings on the map. Viper takes the game. What did we just watch? An incredible replay there from the Mythology Game Shop player. Thank you so much, Viper, for sending this replay in, and thank you all at home for watching. I've been your host, Jesse Voxerain. To support us and our sponsors, visit www.clan-myth.com. And remember to tune in tonight at 7 PM British Summer Time, 8 PM Central European Summer Time to twitch.tv/MythOdin for more Myth TV.